Hey there, it is Soraya. I am back. Chelsea Humphreys will be joining me here in just a second, and we are going to be talking about yet another thing that people get stuck on when they're trying to make money on social media. So let me invite Chelsea here real quick. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
The only
Okay.
way I know how to do this is by refreshing your name over and over again until you pop up. So I
You
don't
know, Facebook has been around long enough that I feel like there should be a
I,
way easier
we
system
should be able
to add
to just
people.
shouldn't we be able to just anyway. Hi.
Hi. I was just telling everybody that we're back talking about yet another thing that trips people up when they want to start a business. And we've gone through all sorts of stuff. Let's see, what topics have we already covered? We've covered when you don't know where to start. We've covered when you think it's too hard, when you don't have a plan. And now today we're talking about something that I love. I love it. People think it's hokey or embarrassing or like just not a cool thing to do, right?
I'm like queen of the not cool things to do. So
Me
this has never
too.
been a problem for me, but I would love to talk through it.
Me too. I mean, this is such a good topic because let's be honest, this is probably the number one thing that keeps people from actually starting. Like, people get all caught up in the fact that like they can't see themselves doing it because they're already pre-embarrassed before they even start.
So real. I feel like there's so many people listening or watching. They're like, that's exactly why I have never done anything like this. And I think it's the saddest thing ever because then you don't have that opportunity. Like, I'm always telling my kids, quit shutting doors you don't know if you ever want to walk through. Like, they will shut these doors and lock them and then cry about not being able to afford gas because of inflation. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a way. There's a way.
There is a way to negate that inflation every month by making 300 to 500 extra dollars selling something that you already like on social media or to your friends or however you want to do it. We both like social media. Okay, so if I, I know you and I have dealt with this 100 times. Someone is thinking about joining you or I in business or any kind, like someone in business. They're like, hey, I want to sell, collagen like Chelsea. Hey, I want to sell hair products like Soraya, but I can't see myself doing it because it's so stinking embarrassing. What would you say to those people?
Well, I think you have to figure out why you're embarrassed first. I mean, I could tell you it's not embarrassing, but it doesn't do anything for you until you figure it out, why you're embarrassed. So some people are super hung up about what their parents think, or super hung up about what their boss thinks, which that might be valid, but we can talk about that later. or
That's a whole separate
super,
topic.
or super hung up about what Joe from high school thinks about them. So I think the very first thing you have to do is really get with yourself and figure out why am I embarrassed? Who is on that phone or on that virtual other side that I don't want to watch me do this? What hang up do I actually have and why am I embarrassed about it? Because we can tell you it's not embarrassing all day long. You can watch your friends do it and it's not embarrassing for them. But until you figure out why it's embarrassing to you and who you are performing for in your life, we're not going to know how to help you with that.
Yep. And one of the things that helped me, because truth be told, I was slightly embarrassed when I started too, but my vision for myself was way stronger than my embarrassment was.
Yeah.
Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. I desperately wanted a way to get out of the army and not have to go work another job. And that was more powerful in my life than any fear of what anyone was going to think of me. Right. And so I think that it's really, there's a couple ways that we can attack this subject. But for me personally, that embarrassment I got over very quickly. But in the beginning, when I was still a little embarrassed, I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And this is weird. And everybody's judging me. Like, we all go through those thoughts. But the thing that kept me going is knowing that A, I'll get better with time. Like, I'll definitely know what I'm doing eventually. And then B, like, sales drives the world.
Absolutely.
People sell stuff all the time. Why am I embarrassed about selling stuff that's going to be a net positive in somebody's life? Like I have a product that I'm very proud of, that I know helps people, that I know is awesome. Why would I be embarrassed about
I'll
that?
tell you why, because someone has told you that network marketing is a pyramid scheme and you should be embarrassed. So like, what
That's
would you
exactly
say
what
about that?
it is.
Like, what would you just say to somebody that was saying that? Like, what if you really believe that? Like, could you ever be turned around if that's what you believe?
Yeah, I mean, I had no preconceived notions about network marketing before I started. I didn't really even understand what it was, but there's so many people who do think it's a pyramid scheme. I don't have the time or the energy to try to persuade them otherwise. If they want to think that, that's fine. I like to think about it as it's really these days, the way at least that I run my business, and I know you too, it's kind of like affiliate marketing. Look, I represent a product that I love and I get a small commission out of it. There's nothing to be ashamed of about that. Every blogger, every Instagrammer, everybody, every real estate agent, or everybody works on the same model, right? I sell you something that is valuable and I get a small commission from it. I am totally not ashamed
My
of that,
friend,
but it took me a while to get there.
our friend Dawn, we're all friends now. We were talking about this the other day, and she was saying that she always says, when someone says that, she's like, do you think that real estate is a pyramid scheme? Do you think that, and then they like go, no, of course, real estate. And she's
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, when a real estate agent sells a house, they get a commission off of it, and so does their brokerage, which goes up to the owner,
Yeah.
like whatever. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true. Like
Yeah.
there are so many pyramid schemes on earth if we're going to consider everything that people get any sort of benefit from a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. And I mean, I think you've mentioned this before, like there are companies out there that don't have your best interest in mind. There
Correct.
are, out of all of the network marketing companies out there are definitely some that basically they're like scams, right? But those are few and far between, and those usually fold pretty quickly, or they get caught by the SEC and like they get ushered to the side or whatever happens to them. But we're not talking about those today. We're talking
No.
about like legitimate business opportunities that have great products, that have great culture, that have been around long enough to have an established relationship, that, everything's above board. So like Dawn said, and yes, Dawn, you're right on track. We didn't pre-plan that analogy, but I love that analogy. Like the world is driven off sales. My parents, my grandparents, they were all in real estate. We survived off of commissioned sales. Think of how many professions deal with commissioned sales. It's
So many.
everything. Yeah, it's so many. So it's just kind of crazy that people, get embarrassed about doing something like that these days.
So caveat on pyramid scheme businesses, something I want you to think about when you're looking for a business to join, or when you're in one and you're like, am I in a pyramid scheme? One, if you've ever had the thought, oh my God, am I in a pyramid scheme? Yes.
You probably are.
Yeah. But two, if you are looking at a company and it's all get rich quick, it's all jump in and just do this. There's a company right now giving 100% commission, like for your first 500, like
Where's my red
points or
flag?
whatever. Yeah.
Red flag,
Like
red
if there
flag.
is a company that is all about, we're going to build you fast, we're going to stack your business to the top as fast as possible. Whoa, scary. Like, pump the brakes, y'all, because this is not about getting as super viral and as super rich as we possibly can the first month we start. If someone's trying to tell you that that's what network marketing is and this is what this business is and we're going to stack you to success, you want to run as fast as humanly possible. One, the FTC hates that. So that is a big red flag on that entire company. All of a sudden, like just period, they're going to be starting to get watched very carefully. And two, you don't want anything you didn't build yourself. Like if you are something that, or if you're building a business that you're committed to and you're bringing people and leaders into your business that you are building, then you own that. You don't own, like, that's probably the wrong wording, but that team, that culture is something that you built. There is not going to be this entitled mentality in your team, and you're going to be able to duplicate that mentality down your downline and into this successful business versus being given everything in the beginning and then wondering why it shot off in the beginning and then didn't do anything. What you really do want is for it to not shoot off necessarily at the beginning. You want to have to work for it. You want to start building and generating and putting that foundation down. Something that happens too fast and too busy and too whatever is often too good to be true.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, we went on a little bit of a tangent there about pyramid schemes, but you're right, Chelsea, and that is exactly why people are scared to build their business. So getting back to legitimate businesses and stuff like that, and just the concept of social selling, like your attitude is everything. And I know you wrote about this in the Maven book, in the chapter that's all about this, but like, if you show up with pride and excitement, guess what? Everybody around you is going to be excited. Like if you show up with embarrassment and being all timid, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Can I bother you? Blah, blah, blah. Like with just like a meek attitude.
People are already
that is how, people are like, what's wrong with
what
you?
Is that a pyramid scheme?
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you embarrassed?
Like, so your attitude, the way you present yourself is absolutely everything to your business.
Absolutely. Your thoughts have so much to do with your success. So if you're going into a business already thinking about how you're going to fail, or already thinking about how this won't work, or already thinking about how people are going to think you're stupid, if you are what you think, then that might turn out that way. But if you do come in thinking, I'm gonna do the very best I can, I love this product, I want to help people with this product, that's what people will see. She has something that she wants to help me with, I want to look at it. And guess what? At the end of the day, people get to pick what they want to purchase. People buy things every single day. And if they don't want to buy what you have to sell, you are not out there like beating them over. You shouldn't be with a club being like, you will buy this product. They'll just tell you no. Like, okay. Like, and then you just move on. Like, we're making it so deep, and it's just really not that deep.
Yeah. One of my first coaches gave me an analogy, which I absolutely love and I still use to this day. Like, you want to show up in your business like a Girl Scout. When it's Girl Scout cookie time and like all the little Girl Scouts are out in front of the grocery store and they're just like, I love these cookies, come buy them. And like, they don't care if you walk by them 700 times, they're going to ask you 700 times. They don't care if they asked, the 4 people in your family each independently, they're going to be there regardless. And they are promoting the hell out of the thing that they love. That's the energy, maybe not specifically that energy, but like, that's the vibe we want, right? We just want the, like, I don't care who I'm talking to. I'm excited about what I'm selling. I'm going to do this rain or shine. I'm going to do this every single day until my cookies sell out.
Yeah.
I don't really care what you think.
I mean, what's the
allergic to
worst
cookies?
case scenario here? You don't sell the cookies?
Exactly. In fact, I went, this is actually funny. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I bought Girl Scout cookies that are full of wheat, and I'm straight up allergic to wheat because the girls in front of my grocery store a couple of weeks ago were so damn cute. It was just their energy. Like, that's literally
when I come over this weekend, I'm gonna handle that.
No, I can't. Your husband, you have to eat all these cookies. He's like, why'd you buy them? You can't even eat these. I was like, I don't know. They were so cute. They were just so cute. So it's like all the energy, right? If the girls were all pouty and sad and like timid, I wouldn't have bought anything, but they were like adorable with these. Anyways, you guys get the analogy, but I just think like it's such a good metaphor.
A little bit more on that analogy. It's probably a little like tangent, but another thing that I hear people say is like, I can't do it because everyone's doing it. But like, all of those girls are sitting there at every grocery store across America selling the same dadgum cookies, and everybody still wants them. So that's not a good excuse.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So like, the hokey thing, I think really what we're trying to say is it's what you make out of it. If you think you're being hokey, if you're embarrassed and you come with that weird energy, people will gravitate towards that energy and they will believe what you present to them. If you come with conviction and proof and excitement and just, enthusiasm for you, your job, your opportunity, your products, whatever, people will believe in you.
I agree.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so let's wrap this up real quick. Hey guys, so many of you have jumped on our wait list. If you have not figured this out, Chelsea and I are breaking down her book. I don't want to like spoil you, but we are breaking down the chapters in her book called Maven into this little training series right here, but very, very shortly, we are going to gift wrap it into a package that you will definitely want some of, and it will be amazing. It will be us coaching you basically through her book and a whole lot more. It'll be a fundamentals of network marketing course delivered in a way that will not be boring, and it's probably unlike everything you've ever seen. It will be portable, so you can take it with you on the go. You can listen to it on your way to work, when you're stuck, when you're working out, whatever. So I just basically let the cat out of the bag. But
you should really go into sales. You're like really good.
So funny, right? I used to be embarrassed about this, but here I am, actually good at it. Go figure.
I love it. We just want to help your businesses grow. We want to help you grow. I will tell you one thing. Nothing has changed me as a human as much as network marketing has. The amount of growth, the amount of things that you have to learn and read and pour into your own self to do this job is something that everybody can benefit from. So I love giving that back. And I think that we're going to do a really great thing here with people. So I think we're going to see people explode their businesses, and I can't wait to watch that happen. But the big reason I wrote this book was because there are a lot of people that do the hey girl thing because they've been taught by like real old like school network marketers to like crawl into inboxes and to be a little hokey and weird. And I wanted to make sure that we could change the entire industry. So that's kind of our vision here, is to help you, help us change this entire industry, which is going to help you make more money. It's going to help your business grow. It's going to help you influence and coach other people. So this is going to be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was just thinking when you said that, when I first started out and I was still in the embarrassment phase and I didn't really know what I was doing, I had to find a coach to walk me through all these things that were going through my head. And so this is basically our opportunity to pass that on to another.
Did you pay for that coach? It was like not cheap, right?
$22,000.
Wow, we are underselling this thing.
We have to do a whole live on that. $22,000. If you get on mavenwaitlist.com, put your name and your email in there, we will give you a 30% discount when we launch it. And trust me, it is nowhere even in the realm of $22,000, but it is probably going to be better than the $22,000 that I paid.
I guarantee you we will give you $20,000 worth.
Absolutely. If you actually do what we're coaching you to do, it will be worth way more than $20,000. So anyways, okay, awesome. I love it. So get on mavenwaitlist.com, put your name and email in there, and very, very shortly, you'll get some good stuff from us. All right, Chelsea.
Yeah, we'll have a link for you. Click it and just pop it. It'll take like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
like
very easy.
Super easy.
Very easy.
All right. See you soon.
We will be back on Monday to talk about like you're not an expert. Okay. All right. Talk to you then. Bye.
Bye.